Boring. Snooze. No, thank you. Wait. Comedy is back?
Hello. All right, that's it. Now they've gone and made me mad. I'm upset. These are the things that make me mad. The first thing is California. They think they're better than us. You know what? They're not. Here's what I think, California. Why don't you go buy a $900,000 house with 2 bedrooms? Yeah, why don't you go do that? I got a bright idea for Californians. How about they go camping in July? I bet it'll be lit. If California is so great, why are they all moving to Boise, Idaho? Any clues? Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, here's the next thing that gets my goat. Sleeping. I'm tired of it. But I do it every night. Every night it's 9 o'clock and I think, time for bed. And next thing I know, it's 7 in the morning. I need to get a hold of myself. Okay, this is the next thing that cooks my goose. Holiday atheists. I'm sick of people telling me, I don't understand the 4th of July. Why do they blow things up? Why do they blow things up on 4th of July? I don't get it. Okay, someone pees sitting down. Yeah, I said it. And I'm also sick of Christmas atheists. There's no Santa Claus. There's no Santa. Okay, someone's not getting any presents. If there's no Santa, who is that fat guy dancing on the roof on Christmas Eve? Anyone got a clue? Any takers from the crowd? No? All right. Here's the final thing that really throws me for a loop. It's these guys who don't know the difference between stand-up and improv. I'm getting tired telling people I'm in the stand-up comedy club. They say, oh, I've heard of improv. I've heard of that. Yeah, I have too. Thanks, everyone.
So I was in New York this summer, which was really great. I was subletting, which is a good experience. I had 2 roommates. I had the 2 roommates. They were 2 30-year-old work-from-home Asian men. So it was a pretty crazy summer. I'm 21 and they're 30, so I thought the age difference wouldn't be that big of an issue. But they made it a point to always address how young I was, right? They would say things like, your youth only lasts so long, or you're not young forever, which is just a weird thing to tell. Like, obviously, I'm not fucking Peter Pan. I'm gonna get older. Also, I thought they said it at the weirdest times. Like, I would be in the bathroom and I'd come out and they'd be like, "Your youth is temporary." And I'm like, what does that have to do with my shit? What does it have to do with that? They say, you know, as women get older, sometimes they have these feelings of being like kind of maternal and want to be a mother and have kids, and I think it's the same for dudes. And I say this because my roommates over this summer really tried to be my dad. Has anyone ever had that happen to them? One of my roommates would cook me dinner, and which was really nice, and then afterwards he'd come in and he was like, "How was that dinner, champ? Your old man cooked that. How'd you like that?" I was like, "This is fucking weird, dude, but it's really good." They would, I would leave for work in the morning and they'd be like, "Hey, have a great day at work, man. We're proud of you." I would just start crying randomly. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" They were like kind of racist. They're like, "Son, we hate the Japanese." And I was like, "Did you just call me son? Did you adopt me? That's weird." I read in an article recently that apparently it's dangerous. It's just as it's more dangerous to drive sleep deprived than it is drunk. Which, whether or not that's true, I'm just glad they don't test for that, right? Like, no cops coming up to your window. It's like, looks like it's past someone's bedtime, huh? Why don't you unbuckle from that seat right there and roll on out? The guy's like, "No, officer, I swear I got 7 hours of sleep last night." And he's like, "Okay, we'll see." Sit on the line. It's like, "All right, start counting sheep." He's like, "Oh, fuck, okay. 1 sheep, 2 sheep, 3 sheep." The officer's like, "All right, okay, wake up, hands behind your back. You're gonna go do some time." Nap time? No, seriously, you're doing 2 to 3 years. That is, that's your 3rd charge of driving while tired. I wish, my stance is I think men should get more compliments. Any dudes here agree, right? We don't get enough love sometimes, yeah? All right. It's like the opposite of a feminist reaction. No, I think dudes should get more compliments, and I say that because when guys get compliments, like, we really treasure them, right? Like, one time this girl said she really liked my t-shirt, right? And that was in 4th grade, but I still haven't thrown the t-shirt away. My mom was like, "Do you want to throw this away?" I was like, "No, Stacy really liked that t-shirt. She really connected with the dinosaurs on there." It's weird though. Sometimes you get compliments, you're not really sure how to react. Like one time I got a racist compliment. I was talking to this girl and she was like, "I really like your eyes. They're very squinty." And I wanted to like grimace to show that was like very uncomfortable, but I realized if I grimaced, I would be squinting my eyes. I was like, I don't want to flirt with her. So I was just staring at her and I was like, "Thank you very much." What else I want to talk about? They say to dress for the job you want, not the job you have. That's horrible advice. Especially if you want to be a cop, right? Imagine when someone comes in, they're like, officer, please help us." It's like, "Actually, I just want to be a cop." "Welcome to Applebee's. How many people can we sit today?" 2? It was 3 before. You're missing your daughter. You should find a cop for that. That's weird. No, I think it's horrible advice because uniforms, you know, there's a reason for uniforms, right? So for instance, my friend, she's in medical school, but she's stripping on the side to pay for some of her bills, right? Do you know how weird that would be if you're at the strip club and the stripper comes out in like a doctor's coat and scrubs? Like, hold on, is it Dr. Diamond or Diamond? Like, what are we calling you tonight? Whoa, a stethoscope doesn't go there. Oh my God. You would be a great gynecologist, though. You really seem to know the area. You're talking with the manager back, like, "Do you guys take Blue Cross insurance?" I'm just trying to throw some $1 bills on her. All right, that one whizzed, but you know what? We'll miss who's up next. Thank you guys for that set. We have up next.
You guys hear me? Woo! All right, I'm from Texas, so it's a little weird being up here, considering how humid it is compared to Texas. Is anyone out here from Texas? Woo! Oh, wow. Really? That's far away. Yeah, so, you know, grew up in Texas, went to a private all-boys school. It's always fun. As you know, getting an erection there's really no excuse for that. Yeah, the luck with women over there wasn't too great, especially for me. Like, I don't really know what I would do wrong. You know, sometimes I would say hi and they'd be like, "We're just friends." And I'd be like, "Okay, you know, that's great. Talk to you later." Damn. There was one time, this girl, she was like freaking out over an English paper. She was like talking to me about it over Snapchat, and I was like, "Hope you do well, you know, hope you do well." And then like later that day after school, I texted her, I was like, "How'd your English paper go?" And she said, "We're just friends." And I was like, okay, clearly that English paper went very wrong. Like that must have been real bad for you. Yeah, I mean the stories just get worse. I mean, there was one time this girl, you know, I was trying to act like, You know, I was definitely trying to hit it. You know, she was hot. Okay. But like, she would get with like every guy, but for some reason, not me. And it was funny because she went on like a week vacation with her family. She came back and everyone started talking about her, and I was like confused. Turns out she fucked her first cousin. So that's not a joke. Like, I mean, I know I'm up here telling jokes, but that's actually true. Like, I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I was an option, but your first cousin was clearly first, so that feels great. You know, it's weird with all this luck with women. You know, you kind of just think, you know, like, what's the point of shaving anymore? Like, what's the point? You know, you kind of just like walk around like, I don't really have a point. There's no use for this. Like, I don't really need to shave. Like, I don't really got a point. And if you couldn't tell by now, yeah, I'm a virgin, so it's weird. I mean, I think maybe the main reason is because I'm kind of like a movie nerd. Like, sometimes I quote Thanos a lot for no reason, like in front of girls. If you know who Thanos is, it's really not the right thing to do. It's not normal. Like, they want to hang out, and you're like, I have something to do, and they say they really want to hang out, and you're like, I'm sorry, little one. And you're like, oh boy. You're like, they don't know what that means, and you're the only one who knows what that means. Yeah, people are like, oh my God, Jack, you're so negative. You're so negative. It's like, no, I have evidence that this stuff doesn't work, and can you guys please answer for me? What happens when you can, like, repeatedly repeat a hypothesis, or you keep experimenting it, and you get the same result?
Insanity.
Yeah, it's also a fact. So I have evidence to back up the facts that, I don't know, women just don't like me. Like, I worked at a bar, and you know, when I worked at that bar, I would go, I was a bartender. I would go refill the champagne and stuff, and all the beer and the liquor at the end of the night. And there was this one valet guy that was always staring me up and down, and I was like, oh God. And I would go back, and I'd come back with the Prosecco. I'll never forget this. He comes up to me and goes, can I get a cup of water? And I'm like, I'm a nice guy. I'm like, yeah, sure, bro. Like, I go get him a cup of water. I come back, he asked for my number. And I was like, thinking to myself, like, we're good. Like, I'll give him my number. I'm a nice guy. So I gave him the wrong number at first, and I turned around, I felt horrible. So I gave him the right number. He texts me, he's like, what you up to? It's 2 a.m. I'm like, why are you texting me? You're like 20. And then he ended up asking me for nudes. I was like, all right, that's great. You know, it's great to know that guys hit on you more than girls. That's awesome. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just, I mean, when they approach you, it's kind of weird. Like, I was bending over to fill up the martini mixture, and a guy came over and apparently took a video of my ass when I was bending over. That was awesome. So, I mean, that's just, I don't really understand where I go wrong, but something goes wrong. But I'm just glad to know I have evidence to back up the fact that I don't think women like me. I don't know what it is. But I mean, we're good. Like, we're in college now. So you can be whoever you want up here. Like, I can be a cereal box if I wanted to. So we're all good up here. So that's my time for tonight. Thank you guys for showing up.
This is a huge crowd. Wow. I'm fucking nervous as hell. How many of you have never been to one of these mics before? Woo! That's awesome. That means I don't have to tell any new jokes. Just kidding. That's the first one of the night. I fucking got him. All right. Just kidding. I'm not usually this rude. Man, it's terrifying being up here. But you know, I feel like I get like the normal amount of anxiety as like a regular person, but it's just like I get it way before I should. I've been thinking about this day every day since May 13th. I was not even worried about finals. I'm the same way on the highway too. I'm driving in the middle lane and the GPS says, in 58 miles, take a right. Instantly, I'm like, fuck. Hey, anybody drive here? Man, how's classes going? Classes okay? Any stinkers? I hate it when people tell me the class by the number. I'm like, hey man, how's your classes going? He's like, well, Physics 112 is horrible. Comm 204, teacher's hot, class sucks. Chem 130, fucking blows. I'm like, I don't know what any of that is. You can just tell me the name of the class. And I will be taking Comm 204. Man. Yeah, I love the first week, first day of class. People are taking notes while the teacher's going over the syllabus. When you could just read the syllabus. Me, I take notes by hand. Not because I'm old-fashioned, but I'm just really embarrassed by my laptop. It is really loud when I open it. It's full of virus and malware. When I open it in class, it sounds like I'm plugging in a dehumidifier. If you're in the dorms, you probably don't know what that is. But yeah, it's not because of porn. You probably think it's porn. It's some porn. But it's mostly because I click on every clickbait ad that I see. And just some of them make me laugh. Like, it's like, why isn't Hollywood hiring these celebrities anymore? And it's just a picture of Annoying Orange. I'm like, all right, this is interesting. And like, so, I don't feel like I'm gullible. I'm just really optimistic. Like, it was one of those ads. It was like, take this pill once a week and double your dick size. I'm like, okay, what does that mean? Does that mean I get 2 dicks? That would be amazing. My genitals would be 1-to-1. All right, yeah. Told JT I was gonna say that. He didn't talk me out of it, so I said it. But yeah. Do you guys know who Annoying Orange is? Is that prevalent? When I was in middle school, I wore an orange t-shirt and orange basketball shorts to school. Yeah. Because my mom told me to match. So I fucking matched. And people called me Annoying Orange because I wore orange and I am annoying. My mom told me I had a hard time matching when I was a kid. She said, I used to wear 1 blue sock up to my knee and 1 red sock up to my knee. And she said, you're not matching. I said, hey mom, look again. These are Spider-Man colors. Yeah. How much time do I have?
Minute.
Ugh, embarrassing, I had to ask. Yeah, there's this girl in my class I think likes me, but I'm not interested. And I'm not good in these social situations. So I do one thing. I turn it off. I turn it into a stone. She says, hey Charlie, I dropped my pencil. Do you think you can grab it? No, I'm good. Hey, maybe can I borrow one of yours? No, I might need a second one. All right, thank you guys. That's all I got. Hope the classes go well. Hope you enjoy the rest of the show. My name's Charlie. I'm selling shirts over there if you want one. Thank you very much.
This is awesome. You guys are wonderful. All right, I'm gonna tell you the story of how I got free chips, all right? So, it is quarantine. I have been mentally unstimulated for like 2 months. So I decide I'm gonna go at midnight to my 24-hour gas station, get myself some Doritos, right? Yeah. I pull in, there's a guy hunched over like this. He is bald, giving me the stink eye. He has his alcoholic moped. And he's just watching me the entire time I come in. I pull in, I give him the white guy car wave, you know, the little... I pull up 1 space away from him. Huge mistake giving him the wave. He's locked eyes on me. I am the prey now. I step out of my vehicle, and he says to me, he looks me in the face, and he says, you look like a Philadelphia hippie. I don't know what that means, but he's probably correct. I say okay in the hope that he'll stop talking to me. Then he asks me if I know Todd Schmucker. Todd Schmucker was my friend's dad and also the police dispatch. I tell him no in the additional hopes that he'll stop talking to me. Then he continues. He asks me if I want to meet China. He has a blue and gray bag on his DUI moped. He grabs the bag, right? And I'm parked 1 space away. He places it in the middle of the lane that we're sharing. There is movement within the bag. he unzips it. And out he pulls an entire fucking cat. He holds the cat like how Macbeth holds skulls. And he says, China, look at Todd. I'm Todd now. Now, I'm fairly certain if that cat had looked at me, I would not be sitting here with you today, all right? But that cat, thank God, looked in the absolute opposite direction. So, China here, and China's way too comfortable with this, all right? China's been through this before. This is a thing that has happened frequently. Then he holds China like normal and puts the cat back in the bag. The cat's super eager to get back into this bag, all right? It's like me after 6 class Wednesday rushing back to my room and just decapitating myself, all right? And so, China's back in the bag, thank God. Then he points to this scar on his face. He's like, you want to touch it? I got shot in the face. 98% of men can't tell the difference. Like, this is a fucking porno ad. And I want to know how he got those numbers, honestly. Like, where is his polling? Where is his data? Where are his sources cited? Because if I had to cite sources all throughout high school, then that man should need to cite sources for his bullet wound. So finally, this guy leaves me alone, right? And I couldn't be happier. I walk into the store, I look at the cashier, and I just go, Jesus Christ! And he's like, yeah, no, that dude came in here and he went on a complete rampage with this fucking cat. He had let the cat out of the bag in the store. So I go over to the chips, I grab my chips, and I'm like, oh, damn it, I'm like $1.50 short. And the dude's taken off by now. I look at the cashier, I let him know, hey, I'm gonna go back out to my car, and he's like, wait. That guy got like 2 candy bars, and he paid with a 20, and he refused to let me give him his change back. So I'll give you those chips for free. And that is how I got free chips. I got another minute. All right. So yeah, I come from a small town where our 2 biggest exports are RVs and meth. We are very proudly the RV manufacturing capital of the country, which is like when you're filling out a job application, you're just putting whatever random bullshit you can think of, like, best eyes in high school. Hell yes, I was. And, you know, at these RV factories, you can get anything, including the meth we manufacture so proudly. Any Hoosiers? Any Hoosiers around? Yes, we do have the highest meth labs per capita in the country. Woo! We love to hear it. We're just as bad as the Oklahoma Panhandle. And yeah, so I've just seen like a bunch of broken dudes. My mom was a chiropractor and she would like work on these factory workers, right? And they're just like sad people. And that's my cue. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a wonderful time.
Hey, everybody. One thing I noticed is that this is a pretty diverse crowd. We got people sitting down, we got people standing up, and we got the Frisbee guys. I like how you guys are like throwing it like you hate the game. It's like the most lackluster shit. It's like, Mom told us to go outside. Fuck this. I like how this like stage is positioned so like there's like a wind tunnel set up so it's pointing directly at Windsor, so you can say like the most misogynistic shit, and like it's like kind of like psychological warfare. But I don't know. I'm procrastinating on my written material. I don't want to say it. Fuck. Okay. I like watching sports, but I hate watching the draft because for some reason, whoever gets picked, the fans like always boo the player, which doesn't make any sense to me. Because like think about some like poor kid in the projects, right? Like defying all odds and like forcing his way into the professional sports league, right? The thing that he's been training for his entire life, and the first thing he hears when he gets picked is some fat ass alcoholic with the same colors of the team on his shirt. Like, I don't like that one. Pick another one. I have the logo on my t-shirt. I'm qualified to make these decisions. You know how many bar fights I've gotten in for this team? You know how many bar fights I've lost? The exact same number. I deserve a win. It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, like, the kid, like, literally just got here. The kid literally just joined your team. Can you give him a chance? That's like taking, like, a baby straight from the womb and going, boo, you worthless baby. I'm not gonna buy your jersey, baby. The team needed a power forward, not a baby. This next joke is bad, but it's my favorite one, so I'm telling it. Life is difficult, so I try to keep things in perspective, which is hard. But I like to think about like the person who has like the worst life on earth. I don't know who that person is, but there is someone out there like that. I like to think that the person with the worst life on earth is just like a woman who's like normal in every sense. Someone just laughed at like, what the, Windsor is right there, bro. Come on. Like a woman who's normal in every sense, but like on her forehead is just like, just a fat penis. Like, just like hung, balls, slight logarithmic curve to the left. And she's trying. It's really hard for her, pun intended. It's hard. Her life is hard, but she's trying. She's dating this woman, right? She's going out for dates. She's at a dinner. The guy's just like, hey, you got any hobbies? And then it starts pissing into her tortellini. It's like, fuck, this is a mess. She can't be around other women because the dick gets boners. She can't be around kids because the dick still gets boners. What? She wakes up with wet dreams on her face. Her eyes are like crusted shut. She has to pry them open like New England clams. Yeah, grown. I love that shit, dude. I love that reaction. I'm sorry. Fuck. And then she has to hide the penis, right? So she wraps it in a turban, right? She's like a shittier Professor Quirrell from Harry Potter. Fuck. I saw the news once, and like there was this report of this 6-year-old who was playing on like a playground, and then he tripped, and then he died. Someone in this area laughed. Is that funny to you? Was Sandy Hook like a knee slapper? So, I don't know about that one. Yeah, me neither, man. I don't know. I lost my whole train of thought. No, so like, it was weird because like, you know, it's awful that he died, but that's also like a very 6-year-old way to die, I feel. Like, you just come up to me and say like, hey, a 6-year-old died. What? Yeah, he did something stupid. I'm like, you don't need to repeat yourself. I understand. And the thing went on, like, the report went on to say that like, they're trying to preserve his legacy, like his parents are trying to preserve his legacy or whatever. I feel like legacy is the wrong choice of words because 6-year-olds don't have legacies. They're only 6. Most 90-year-olds don't have legacies. They just dodge one draft and then they die. That's all they do. Like, what would a 6-year-old legacy look like? Just like at the funeral, they're just like, Kevin was a boy who urinated every recess, like without fail. And he always thought that the blue marker tasted the best. He was also an ardent supporter of civil rights. He marched with MLK, didn't trip then, because he was on a mission. All right, that's my time. Thank you, everybody.
Hello. So I'm in engineering, and I actually developed something scientific for this. Cooper, it's a gift to you and the PSUCC community. All right. I developed a standard to measure how funny somebody is, a scientific standard, okay? It's called the Straight Male Amateur Comedian Index. And what it is, it's the number of shows that they go before their entire set is devoted to jokes about sex and genitalia. Mine is about 7, because this is my 7th show, and I'm not funny anymore, so my whole set is about sex and genitalia. So, yeah, no, I think implication is a really big thing that a lot of people don't realize, but you know, how you say something, there's a lot of things implied, right? And where I first noticed this was when I was working at Walgreens, and I would stock the shelves, and I would notice that like the boxes for the tampons and the maxi pads and stuff, they're all really colorful, right? Like, it's like you're on an acid trip, like looking at this, like, whoa, and it's like fun to look at and everything, and I'm like, why? But then I realized they want you to have a positive association with the product because it's an inherently unfun thing to do, to put on a tampon or a pad, okay? So they want you to have a good association with it. And then it kind of made sense to me, you know, why don't other products do this more? Just down the aisle, right? The condoms, those are also colorful. Those are like pleasure, this, that, whatever, right? But I think that's unnecessary because you're already excited, you're gonna be having sex, right? Instead, what they need to do is they need to get those people who are like not gonna buy, and they need to tap into the other half of buying a condom, which is the fear, okay? They need to show you, like a guy like walking by, he's like, I don't need this, I got this, right? They need to show a photo of like his dick falling off, you know what I mean? Like infected, or they need to show him like watching Paw Patrol for like 8 hours like this, like, right? And his friends are outside his apartment window, like out getting drinks. They need to show that, so he's like, yeah, fuck it, I'll get it. As I try not to trip and die on this cord. Yeah, no, but I mean, and the other thing I realized was there's like a lot of sexism in the advertising world, a lot of sexism in, you know, selling stuff and products and whatnot, all right? Because I just mentioned tampons and maxi pads, all right? That's in the feminine hygiene product aisle, okay? Have you ever noticed there's no masculine hygiene product aisle, okay? Because let me give you one of the classic feminine hygiene products, all right? Vagisil, okay? That is a lovely sounding product, okay? I'd use it if I could, all right? And I know if a woman is in need of it, it's a very pleasant conversation. It's, hey, listen, you know, I'm having an issue down there. Oh, really? Yeah, I don't know what to do. Well, I think the CVS down there, they have some Vagisil, okay? You can go get it. And that's a perfectly normal, respectful conversation, all right? Let me take you into the world of the male hygiene products, okay? Let me tell you how that conversation goes if you're a guy, all right? Sup, bro? Not much, bro. Yo, I got a problem, dude. Yeah, what's up, king? Yeah, dude, my balls are kind of itchy, bro. Oh, I got the solution for you. You need to go and you need to get some ball powder. Thanks. Where can I buy this ball powder? Bro, you can get some on Amazon. They have great ball powder. Like, really? That's what we get? Ball powder? We don't get Scrotacare, Testasil. It's just ball powder. It's bullshit. And it's like, it's sexist because it just cuts both ways. You know what I mean? It's like women are too pleasant. They're too, you know, pure to talk about that stuff. Men are just gross. Men are just nasty, all right? We need to just figure this out, all right? We need to like do it once for all. We need to get some nice products, or women, you gotta put down the Vagisil, you need to pick up coochie cream, okay? And the double standard, all right? And it's not just that, you know? Men, who here knows of the wonderful brand known as Manscaped, okay? Yeah! Yeah, fuck them, okay? Women, you probably have to shave down there more than men do, all right? I respect it. But nonetheless, I've never seen an ad for anything that a woman could use down there, all right? But us guys, right? I'm on my phone. I see a cute dog on my Snapchat story. I want to show my mom. My mom's watching it. Oh, look at the dog running around on the lawn, right? It cuts out and there's some girl in an E-cup with a tank top down to here with a pair of hedge trimmers going, are you tired of cutting your balls while you shave? Not now, Manscaped, god damn it. What the fuck? Trying to have a good time with my mom. This is not a respectable way to advertise to a civilized human being. What the fuck? Yeah, no, it's not okay. That is my time. I'll see y'all later. Goodbye.
Hey y'all. Okay. Hey y'all, how you doing? Hi. My name is Dan. I'm from Ukraine. First time doing stand-up like ever. So hopefully you'll like it. So as you may have noticed, I can barely walk, and the reason for that is I just got myself a new electric skateboard, right? That's cool. And it's pretty fast, yeah. And so yesterday I was like feeling pretty cool, and I was a bit late to the class, you know, and there is like this sidewalk where people walk and there are cars waiting on the intersection. I'm like, I can just go in the middle, you know. And I fell pretty badly. Yeah, I messed up my knee, I think, but I'll be okay. But so this is not what I'm worried about. So there was this one girl like right behind me, and she just like comes and like, yo, dude, how did your board not break? The car just literally ran over it. And I'm like, well, this is not very nice of you. But then I'm like, well, I'm not a very nice person myself, so no reason to be mad about this. I went to the class, and this is pretty much how my day went. So today I wanted to talk about the story how my heart was broken, the story of love, aka my Tinder experience. Yeah, so first of all, I want to address people who put no hookups in their bio. Like, come on guys, you're doing something wrong. I mean, it's like vegetarian coming to the butcher shop, you know? Doesn't make much sense. And so next there are those people who are like, I am so tired of everybody like that wants to hook up in here. And I'm like, come on now, come on. There's like this person in every friend group that's like, we shouldn't eat meat, those innocent animals should live, you know? Yeah, we all have that one person. And that person is usually the one who asks his girlfriend to make an abortion, you know? Yeah. Okay, so let's get to swiping now. So the first time I hooked up with somebody, it was pretty weird, you know? So we met, we didn't meet at first, we texted a bit, she sent me some news and I was like, okay, we can meet, you know? So we met. We didn't meet actually, so I came and she didn't come. And I'm not talking about sex yet, yeah. And she basically texts me the next day and she's like, I'm so sorry, blah, 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 blah. You wanna meet tomorrow maybe? And I'm like, fuck no. And then I'm texting her like, yeah, we can meet, you know? Yeah, so we met and we walked around for a bit, talked for a bit, and then I'm like, yo, you wanna come to my house? My parents are not home. So we came, and the most awkward sex of my life happened then. Yeah, so we basically were like kissing, and then I'm trying to like get her top off, you know, and she's like, I'm kind of nervous right now, can we kiss a little bit more? And I'm like, okay, we can. So we did, and then I'm doing it again, and she's like, it's kind of awkward right now. And I'm like, you want me to take my clothes off first? And she's like, yeah, sure, dude. So like, it was a whole process until she got naked, you know. Then I got one of the best blowjobs in my life, so yeah, it was pretty nice. But after that, so we started like the whole thing, you know, and she started biting me like on my lip, like really, really hard, you know? And I was like, yo, what are you doing? That's kind of weird, you know? And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. So a few minutes go by. Yeah, that's how long I last, a few more minutes. And she bites me again, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. So at that point, I just wanted the whole thing to get over with. And when the whole thing ended, she just gets dressed back up, and like the first thing I say is, get the fuck out of my house. And she left. Never heard from her again. Never saw her again. Don't regret a single thing about that. Yeah. There was some more mean stuff about another girl, but my time is running out, so that's it for today. Thank everybody.
How's it going, people? Can everyone hear me okay? It's kind of hard. I like this distance between us. It really like hones in how fucking isolating I am to myself right now. You know, I like going up on stage and embarrassing myself. I am many things. Sober is not one of them. So if I like puke, please forgive me. I got moved into one of those Shreve barracks this year. Yeah, it's kind of fun. You know, we get some things. We get a mattress. And that's about it. I'm in a room with like 4 other freshmen. I'm a senior. It's not cool. They're all kind of dumb. You know, but we're bonding. We have to bond because the funny thing about living in one of these Shreve barracks is every night at 11 p.m., like clockwork, University President Mitch Daniels, he comes down and he fucks each of us up the ass. And here's the thing about Mitch Daniels. He's former Republican governor of Indiana, talk about a downgrade, and then he's also extremely short. Like, I'm no 6'2" Tinder bio gig fucker. He's small! And so it comes to, you hear him. Okay. He gets to me. Would you mind popping a squat a bit? Okay, Mitch. If I'm a good boy, can I move into a real dorm? We'll see. So, anyway. And the funny thing is, this is like not the only time this has happened. Like, I have what's called an anxiety disorder. It's what people with shitty personalities use as an excuse. And like, it makes life kind of hard sometimes. Like, I start crying in the line for McDonald's, like, do I want fries or onion rings? So, no, that doesn't work. So I go to this place called CAPS. And, I wait in a long line to get there, and they come in, they assess me, and they're like, okay, so what are your problems? Well, whenever I'm talking to someone, I feel like my head is going to explode, all of my sweat glands are emptying, and that I want to die. And they're like, okay, we can give you something called antidepressants, wrong fucking title, and they're gonna cost you $5 million. I'm like, no. Well, you're gonna have to take them now. And then this little trap door opens up, and University President Mitch Daniels crawls on out and is like, hello again. And then he fucks me up the ass. This is like the 47th time this shit has happened. The COVID pandemic happened. I had to go home because I don't want to get sick and die. I'm fat. The coronavirus sees me, it's like, hello. So I go home, and then I get an email from these fucking goobers at the bursar's office, and they're like, you're no longer a full-time qualified student, so we're gonna take away your financial aid. I'm home in California, I'm like, shit, I can't afford this shit, I'm out of state. And then the moment I say I can't afford this shit, someone rolls out from under my bed, and he fucks me in the ass. Anyway, I don't know if I'm Jewish. There are several ways to tell if you're Jewish. Every now and then I go down the checklist. Okay. I talk to my mom, I'm like, hey mom, you never call anymore. Okay, that checks out. But like, I don't know if I'm actually a member of the Judaic faith. And it's weird because this is a hard time for Jews. So we like to do this thing, it's like a circumcision party. It's called a bris. And what they do is they take a baby, they invite all of the baby's relatives, they put it in a room, and they have this fucking goober come with a pair of scissors, and he circumcises the baby. It's a time, they make a day of it. And this guy, he has the nerve to like make jokes. He's like, oh, hey, I work for Dips. And you have to sit there. They have front row seating for like the old people, all the matriarchs and patriarchs. They call it the splash zone. And so this guy pulls out this rusty ass blade. Like this thing was used by Moses. And I cannot describe how horrifying it is. I saw people faint. And they just keep doing this. They did this through the coronavirus pandemic. And point being, I see all this and I wonder, are these my people? Are these who I'm descended from? It's horrifying. Not knowing if you're able to eat bacon-wrapped scallops or if you instead just have to go sit in a hot room with a bunch of sweaty people every Sunday morning. I don't really know how I feel about the Catholic faith. They don't like gay people. Like, it is 2021. What the fuck is wrong with gay people? And look at you, you're in a bathrobe. You're in a room with children every day. Figure it out. I'm out of time.
Yes! Yeah!
All right. Like Cooper said, this is my first time doing comedy here at Purdue, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah!
So I wanted to look nice, right? I'm standing in front of an audience, I want to look all right. And the problem with that is all of my outfits look exactly like this. I've had this shirt since 8th grade. I hate going shopping. I hate going shopping so much. I hate going shopping more than I hate doing laundry twice a week, is basically what I'm trying to say. I hate shopping so much because I'm this weird size right between medium and large. Like if I wear a medium shirt, I have to squeeze in, I look like the Michelin Man. But if I wear a large shirt, it looks like that one time I accidentally bought Magnum condoms. But that's all right though, I think it all works out in the end. I look pretty all right. And I think that comes from the fact that my dad passed me down some really nice jeans. I think he got them at American Eagle. A little bit about me. I grew up in upstate New York, which means I've never seen the Statue of Liberty. I grew up in a small town. I went to college in a small town. So when I was going to grad school, I was really excited that I got into a grad school in such a big city. That was a joke. But I do live in Indianapolis. I commute here every day. And something you don't realize when you move to a city is that the people are way more attractive than from your small town. So like in Indianapolis, I'm like a 5. In West Lafayette, I'm like a 7. In Ohio, I have an active warrant. That's true, I got pulled over in Ohio for not wearing a seatbelt when I was driving. And I wasn't upset. You know, I broke the law, I'll deal with the consequence. But what got me really mad was the cop who pulled me over wasn't wearing a seatbelt either. Why do bike cops always think they're above the law? I'm getting ready to graduate though, so I'm starting to look for a job. So I went to a job fair the other day, and I'm walking through, I see all these huge companies. Boeing, Pfizer, Apple, hundreds of people in line just waiting to get to the front to hand their resume to the CEO's deadbeat son. Keep walking through, and I see this area of the room and all these booths, there's no one at them. Figure this has gotta be the small businesses, why don't I give them a chance? I go up there, start talking to them, and something's a little weird. Because people want to recruit me a little too bad, and I know I'm not that much of a catch. I don't know what's going on, I talked to my girlfriend about it later, and she informs me that these were the pyramid scheme companies. Why do pyramid schemes even show up to university college fairs? What are the chances you're going to tell someone, you're going to convince someone that aerospace engineering is a time of the past, and that selling Herbalife is the new path to success? Herbalife isn't even the weirdest one. There's Mary Kay, where your aunt comes to your house, forces you to buy some makeup you don't want. There's Pure Romance, where your aunt comes to your house, forces you to buy a 12-speed, handcrafted dildo that you don't want. Another pyramid scheme, the US Army. It's where a guy in a buzz cut comes to your house to try and sell you some PTSD you don't want. These people gotta recruit in places that are actually gonna pay attention, like my neighborhood in Lebanon, Indiana. We can use some more entrepreneurs, some more boss babes. I can see it now. Kids selling lemonade, moms selling miracle supplements to make their kids have better business ideas. Dads selling organic, farm-to-table narcotics. I think my neighbor's a drug dealer, I really do. I always see these people pull up, just random cars. He comes out, he hands them something, they drive away to never be seen again. And I know it's not weed because I've never seen any of you guys there. It's always a 1990s Ford Bronco, one door that's a different color, a faded Bush Reagan 84 sticker on the back. The other day, I saw that my neighbor's car wasn't in his driveway anymore. And I was like, hey dude, what's up with that? He said he wrecked his car drunk driving. And he got a DUI and he lost his license. So I caught him out there and he's rigging a weed whacker engine to the side of his bicycle. Mirrors, lights, and everything. And he said there's no law against using a motorized bicycle to get to the liquor store. So I looked this man right in the face, I said, what you're telling me is that you built a DUI-cycle? Thanks so much, that's all I got.
Hello everybody. I thought I'd try something different tonight. I used to tell a whole bunch of jokes about Apollo 11, you know, being at Purdue, but they just never landed. Yeah. So this last summer, I thought I might try learning some Spanish with Duolingo. Anyone know the app? Yeah? Yeah, it's the one with the little green owl that threatens you if you miss a lesson. Got time to learn Spanish? We know where you live. Tu aprende español, or we throw you in the hole. You break your streak, and we'll break your knees. Yeah, that one. I think they're a little bit optimistic about how much Spanish I've learned because they started giving me advertisements in Spanish. I don't know what these people are trying to sell me. Yo quiero Taco Bell? What's a Taco Bell? I wanted to learn Spanish because years back, my family decided to take us all to Disney World. And it may be the happiest place on earth, but they had to do something with all of the unhappy, and they concentrated it all into one ride. It's a small hell. Oh, I mean, it's a small world. I mean, who doesn't want to be on a little cart in a little room with these demonic chanting puppets surrounding you? And to make matters worse, there was this kid in front of me, I mean, demon, in front of me the entire ride, screaming, "Mira, mira, mira, papa, mira, mira, mira." It's like, I just want to enjoy the chanting, I mean, singing from the puppets. So after about an hour, I mean, that's what it felt like, I looked at him and I said, "Silencio, por favor." And I don't think the dad quite liked that, because he turned around and he looks at me. He says, "So you think you speak my language?" And I said, "Yeah, and your kid should learn when to stop speaking it." Well, I didn't actually say that, but I'm pretty sure he got the gist when I ran away. So this last summer as well, I had an internship, and the building manager thought it would be a great idea that instead of having to use an RFID chip or a key to get in the building, we just use our phones. Well, you know, that's a great idea, but if you're stuck outside and you left your phone in the building, who are you gonna call? Exactly. So I one time did this. I left it in the gym, and I walk around the building and I find a lady and I say, "Hey, I'm very sorry, I left my phone in the gym. Could you please just unlock it? I can get it, I'll leave." She said, "Lo siento, no entiendo, no hablo inglés." And I go, yes, this is my moment. I have trained my entire last 2 weeks for this. I am totally ready to do this. Yo necesito mi phone para el gym. Needless to say, after a couple painful minutes on the struggle bus, I was running out of words I knew, and trying to tell her that I need a key was just confusing her ever more. So she finally says something like, something, 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 mi cartera, something, something. I'm like, yes, a key, card, cartera, that's gotta be the word. Yo necesito mi cartera. And she looks at me like I'm Bozo the Clown. I am standing there sweating, I'm out of ideas, out of options, and she thinks this is just one big joke. I mean, she'd be right eventually, but right then, well, I eventually got my phone back, and I opened up Duolingo, and it turned out I actually didn't need my purse. All right, that's it. I'm Nathan.
Woo! Yeah, I know this is confusing. Seems to be confusing a lot of comedians, but if a woman is accidentally biting you, she probably doesn't like what you're doing. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Yeah, so this summer I interned in Texas. And as soon as I crossed the border, they immediately gave me a gun. Thought that was pretty nice of them. Much better than healthcare. Yeah, I think holding a gun is just such a unique experience, you know? You can really just feel the freedom oozing out of it, you know? And of course, when they gave me the gun, my first reaction was just to immediately shoot someone. And I think you really felt that freedom too, you know? Yeah, I also took an airplane, so I was still in the air when they gave me the gun. That was some pretty fun hijacking. I do think that was a little odd, considering they wouldn't let me bring my toothpaste tube where I store my uranium. But on the way back, I did find out that while I can't technically bring a bomb, if I put the sauce on first, I can bring some pretty explosive Mexican food. Although the other passengers did say they would have preferred a bomb or something. Guns have become pretty controversial. I'm not sure if you guys know that. Yeah, but I think I've come up with a even more patriotic weapon. Now I just use fireworks. Yeah, and when those don't work, I just use hugs, because those things are horrifying. I mean, they really got to have some safety regulations, at least like require a warning label, something. I don't know, maybe like some mental health services, because you know, the vast majority of people who kill with hugs do suffer from mental illness. That's true. Yeah, and I totally do remember my next line. Sorry, give me a second here. Okay. Yeah, I don't think owning a gun is necessarily a bad idea, but I do think a Texan owning a gun is generally a pretty bad idea. Yeah. Texans just take their guns a little too seriously. Like, sure, all the duels I was in were pretty fun for me. But I just think that I shouldn't have to be so worried about getting shot every time I want to heckle my audience, you know? Of course, I'm kidding. I don't like to heckle my audience. I really prefer to bully children. Speaking of bullying, I miss Trump, you know? I was really hoping we could impeach him a third time. Now I'm just gonna have to wait 4 years, you know? Or until November 5th, when the bodies who've died from coronavirus will rise up again to reunite all of Trump's Horcruxes, that he may once again conquer all those demon liberals. Am I right, guys? All hail Donald Josephus Trump! So this summer I also spent a lot of time working on my impressions. Yeah, I know it's a great transition. Yeah, so my first impression is of me. So here it is. I'm Sarah. I'm majoring in aerospace engineering. I play trumpet. No, I did not kill that man. I killed that man. Yeah, so like, sure, it's not the best impression, but like, you know who I'm going for, right? Yeah, I have also a pretty good impression of my boss. You guys might know him. He's not famous. I'm just aware that you might know him. Yeah, so here's my impression of my boss. Sarah, you gotta start coming in on time. You were 32 hours late yesterday. Sarah, stop playing trumpet. We're in the middle of a meeting. Sarah, stop. No, seriously, stop. That's harassment. You can't do that here. Well, like, sure, you can do that here, but not on company time. That's what your break's for, okay? Sarah, no, we will not be implementing open layout bathrooms. Too expensive, okay? Sarah, please put that gun away. Here's a better one. Now go shoot Kevin. He didn't make his quota today, okay? Yeah, and I also have a third impression of Kevin. So here's that impression. Sarah, stop. No, seriously, Sarah, stop. Fine, at least it's not a hug, but can you at least give me a running start?
All right, so I recently had the dubious pleasure to spend about 4 months in the great state of Tennessee. And when I was in the great state of Tennessee, I did a lot of thinking. Because in the great state of Tennessee, there are only two things to do. Now, the first of those things is think, which is free. The second one of those things is meth, which is actually quite expensive. And the state of my personal finances is currently such that I have to choose between tuition and addiction. I can't have them both. So I chose to think a lot. And my thinking brought me to one inescapable conclusion. And that is that at least part of the reason, not the whole reason, but part of the reason why COVID-19 hit America so hard is that we're just not racist like we used to be. That sounds bad. I know. Hear me out, okay? Have any of y'all even heard of a Klansman not wearing his mask? You get it. And those masks, those are heavy-duty fuckers, right? Like, there's none of this below-the-nose bullshit going on. From forehead down to collarbone, you get 2 eye spots and that's it, all right? You tuck that under your shirt, that's almost a gas mask. You cannot convince me those things are not CDC approved, okay? Furthermore, this is conjecture, but I guarantee you the KKK's vaccination record's spotless, all right? Now, let's be serious here. They're not getting Pfizer. They're not getting Moderna. Those are foreign names. But Johnson & Johnson, now, those are some trustworthy white dudes right there, all right? I think we give them a shot, okay? Now, some of you might be wondering, Chance, why would the Klan need vaccines? Have y'all seen those 20-foot tall crosses they like to burn in people's front yards? Someone's got to carry that fucker, all right? That can't be easy. The bottom line is, if you're going to go commit hate crimes to the boys, you got to be in peak physical condition, okay? If you're throwing bricks through windows and chasing out minorities, you can't be stalking the cough, all right? That's not acceptable. Hell, they can do like a rewards program to incentivize their members to take them, right? Like if you promise to get both your shots and a booster, you get a free whip. The minority of your choice is sold separately, but the whip is free, all right?
Wow.
So what have we established, all right? We have universal mask wearing. We got a 100% vaccination rate. From my perspective, Dr. Fauci ain't got shit on a bunch of old white guys named Billy Bob, Jim Bob, and Robert. But some of y'all, I can tell, you're smart boys and girls, you're in Purdue and a reason. Some of y'all are thinking, Chance, that works fine for the white people. What about the rest of us? Lucky you. I'm our resident expert on all things KKK and COVID-19 related. And to answer your question, I will ask you a question. Are you going to get within 6 feet of Klansmen willingly? If you said no, we call that social distancing. You're good, all right? If you said yes, you fall into one of two categories. Either you're okay with being that close because you are a Klansman, in which case, you're already covered, all right? Put that mask on before Billy Bob fucks you in the ass, okay? The second option is that you're about to do something incredibly violent and highly illegal to a Klansman. I support that, I do. But the cops don't. So you're gonna wanna cover your face somehow. That's a face mask. We got you. All right? We're good. Now to end my set, all right, I'd like to make it clear that I'm not suggesting the CDC spend taxpayer money to revive the KKK. I am gonna point out though, the KKK is already a 3-letter acronym, and it's already full of old white guys that wanna hurt minorities. So I'm sure they fit right in. Thanks, folks.
Wow. Woo!